It's time for a Humans in Tune conversation with Darren on 93.9 Mike FM.
Yes, indeedy, Speedy. It is time for another Humans in Tune convo. I'm so happy. We got my buddy in the house today. Nate Gautier is here. We are here to talk about Lemondrop Long Drive. Before we begin, I would encourage you, go visit the website, lemondropfnd.org. Check out the website. Check out the shop. They've got some cool merch up for grabs this year, and we might give some of that away. But first, please welcome Nate Gautier to the studio.
What's up, Darren? Thanks for having me, brother.
Hey, good to see you.
You too.
Man, look at that sharp-looking hat that he's got on right now. That's just one of several available. Love it. You know, is this year 5?
So this is year 6.
Year 6.
And I was thinking about how many years that we've been talking about the event together. I think you had me since year 2, so I think this is year 5 for us.
Could be.
How cool is that?
That is pretty awesome. We're awesome.
Agreed.
100%. Yeah. So the Lemondrop Long Drive, for those of you who have never seen or heard us talk about this prior to, and shame on you for not being well informed, but and I gave him the foundation website. What's the quick, easy web address to?
LemondropLongDrive.com.
LemondropLongDrive.com. There's your easy spot. So go check out the merch and stuff. But Lemondrop Long Drive began in your creation out of your survival of testicular cancer. And let's regale the folks with kind of its inception here.
Sure, absolutely. Pretty timely. Got the event coming up this weekend, actually.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, 2018, 2019, had run a couple marathons, ran a marathon at St. Jude with my sister in December, and that's when my life just completely got turned upside down. So I was 28 years old, and then ended up just finding like a pea-sized nodule on one of my testicles. Went and checked it out. It was 2018. If you remember, healthcare crisis, can't really get in to see a doc very easily. So it takes about a month and a half to get in to see the doc. And then I ended up being able to just speak to the guy that was helping me out, helped save my life, Dr. Robert Dodson. Loved that dude. He's like, hey, Nate, anytime there's something on our privacy, we probably just want to get some pictures. So he sends me to Cape Radiology. And if you know, the radiology tech can't tell you anything, right?
Sure.
But they could see what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And I'll never forget that sweet lady. There's this big, long hallway at Cape Radiology. Hope nobody ever has to go. But big, long hallway, big double doors at the end. And she puts her hand on the small of my back as I'm leaving. And she goes, good luck. And I was like, oh. But
let me overanalyze that all day, right?
But it was such a human kind gesture because she was preparing me like, hey, like what we just saw is probably bad. And so I go through 2019. I start chemotherapy January 14th on my birthday. End up going through about 6 months of chemotherapy, and then it ended up with the support of my wife and God and family and friends. Ended up beating the monster. And then a few years later, I'm at a chamber event, and a buddy walks up to me. He's like, hey, man, my friend just got diagnosed with TCE. I'm like, oh, my gosh. He's like, we got to do something. He's like, let's create an event, like a long drive event. And so we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we thought about it, and we chose the name Lemondrop because as a cancer patient, a lot of times you get really, really nauseous because of the chemo. And that lemon drop actually helps soothe the stomach because of the acidity in the lemon drop.
Right.
So there's the symmetry of the lemon drop and how that relates to the golf ball, and the synergy between those two is just like, this makes a lot of sense. So we have this, what we think is going to be a one-time event. It was April 1st, 2021. We called it like Hit Long. This is no joke, so that people would actually show up. Got 8 guys together. We were going to try to raise $2,500, which would have been about $250 a guy. We raised $13,000. The
awesome.
Event kind of blows up. We get recognized by Callaway and Topgolf. They fly us out to Carlsbad, California to be awarded. End up just being really, really incredible partners. To this day, Callaway and Topgolf have just been amazing. And so here we are 6 years later, still doing it, and it's continued to grow. We've been able to raise over $230,000 in direct patient support. So
that's awesome. Absolutely,
man.
Awesome.
I can't thank the community enough for where we are today.
Yeah. And as your first person perspective as a survivor is, how those funds can go to help and make things easier for somebody who's dealing with this, and everybody deals with it in their own way. And, as you mentioned, you had, the support of your wife, and you had your faith and a great doctor, and you hope everybody has that situation, but sometimes takes a little more. And so, every event like this is just another booster shot, to help those folks out. Again, the event is this Saturday. It's at Tea House Golf Complex over in Arena Park in Cape. LemondropLongDrive.com will get you to the website. And I'm sure you've got some celebrity beast mode guys that are going to be banging away at the irons this weekend.
Yeah, like I mentioned in year one, we got 8 guys together on a cold Thursday night, and then as the event's grown, we've been able to have another division that we started a couple years back that it makes me ecstatic to talk about, because it's the women's division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women love golf. Their hearts are way bigger than men, and they are so dedicated to the cause and helping, just in the nurturing nature of who they are. And so we've got a group of 16 individuals that have dedicated to help fundraise to the cause, and then go and smack the ball as far as they can this Saturday. So if you check it out on that website, you can actually see everybody that'll be there. And so it'll start, though. This is something that usually we also chat about, that we start with open divisions. So we have main events of 8 women, 8 men that have been fundraising over the last month. But then we've got juniors divisions if you just want to bring your kiddos. We've got open men's, open women's.
Yeah, it's not just to show up and watch and hang out. Like you can participate in those open divisions. So
yeah, and Encore Pizza's sponsoring. Ooh. So we'll have smoked wings, the gamut, fruit trays to make us feel better about our decisions.
That's it. Bear down on some hot honey wings, and then I'll have some grapes. Balance. It's all about balance.
It's health.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And it's what's the time frame? Starts at
11. So
okay.
yeah, we kick off opening remarks at 11. We typically end about 4:30 or so. Yeah. So it's kind of this crescendo of a day, though, Darren, because we start at 11. We have like a great time of survivorship and just talking with one another about the importance of TC awareness and early detection. And then we go into these open divisions, but we have a DJ. So like the energy just keeps building throughout the day. And we lead up to those open women and men's, the main events of the women and men. And then like there's walk-up songs. So you get to see a little bit of people's personality.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a day where, organically it came together. And then every year it's kind of like our Masters Week. It's a huge celebration of just being together. And I think that's probably what I love most about it, is that people show up and it's a big day of community.
Yeah, 100%. And, shout out to Tea House. It's a great spot that, you've been able to hold this at. Great community over there anyway. So I'm sure that will, that's just bolsters what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Is the mini golf open?
Mini golf
some of us are
is open. In
golfers.
Years past, we've tried to make it like this whole interactive thing with chip shot and mini golf. And we're like, this is a long drive division. Come and do mini golf. It's the only 18-hole course in the region. Brian and Tyra Johnson are just incredible human beings. So thankful for their support over the years. And I'll give Brian a little shout out. Him and his daughter are at the Masters right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So hopefully they're having a great time. But this event is an undertaking, and I'd love to just kind of harp on my board a little bit too and talk about the people that helped this thing happen. So we've got a board of directors where Brian's on the board, and Michelle Litz. We've got Jacob Pallison. You probably know Jacob pretty well, and then Evan Henry. And it's just, it's a group of individuals that just care. And beyond that, we have so many volunteers that just show up to make sure that the day goes swimmingly. You can't do anything nonprofit without having good people around you. And so you've been involved in so many nonprofits and continue to be today. It takes people having the heart to care about others. And I think that's, again, what makes it such a special opportunity for us just to be together, because it's bigger than all of us.
I, as cheesy as it always sounds, we always say volunteers are the lifeblood of any event, of any nonprofit organization. And it's the absolute truth. I mean, you cannot run a nonprofit and pay a staff of, 40 people to go run an event and hope you make, at the end of that, maybe you made $50, right? Because you had so much money to spend out. So, for the events and just the day-to-day things too, that any of these organizations are doing. But for you guys, for this event, having that core group of people, and I think the beautiful thing about volunteers that pour themselves into this is they really are pouring themselves into it. It's not an obligation. Oh, my service club said I had to show up and hand out tea. You know what I mean? Like they're there, they're doing it with a smile, they're greeting folks, they're excited to be there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when you guys can say, man, we were able to raise, X amount of dollars today, they're applauding and they're sincerely cheered because that's the work they poured into is the work you poured into. And that's why I love that stuff, right?
Yeah, I know it.
And good outcomes all the way around. So year 6 for the event. Of course, usually first of the year, you've got your checkup and everything. Radar is clear.
Radar is clear. I was actually just messaging some people today that April's a really special time for me in our organization and really TC awareness at large because it's Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And it's also the anniversary of every year since beating cancer in 2019. So this year, 7 years cancer-free. Hey-o!
That's an internet high five. I love it. We almost kind of made it because my window and your window are side by side. But yeah, and that's awesome. And to have you here, and of course now you're daddy times 2, and you guys are cranking away. So
yeah, I mean we were just talking about our kiddos before the cameras got rolling. Yeah, I've got Dawson and Charlie, and so Charlie's 2, he'll be 3 in June, and then Dawson's almost 5 in August. He's 4, and like. Bro, they are the most fun, exhausting things I've ever experienced in my life. Like, you would literally step in front of a bus for them, and then they're so mean sometimes. You're just
sometimes you want to push them in front of them.
Yeah, you're just like,
Nah, kidding.
Why you hurt my feelings? You're 2.
You're breaking daddy's heart.
Yeah, I was at the grocery store the other day, and my 2-year-old is up on a bench inside the store, and he's jumping off of it, just full-fledged, like think like Olympian, like as they go for those jumps just on their skis, just seems like they're flying, and all the parents are walking by just snickering, like, oh, I'm just like, and my heart's just racing, like, why is this little domestic terrorist not letting me get my groceries? But here we are. It's parenting.
Yep, and it only gets better.
Yeah, 100%. as you so like.
It does get better. It's better. I'm very blessed. I have great kids. This is on the internet. But no, so Saturday, make your plans. And the weather looks like it's going to be gorgeous for Saturday. I think the chance of rain, like Friday afternoon, 20%. Saturday, high, I think around 82.
Okay, cool.
Sunshine. It'll be, and the winds will be pretty calm. Now, Sunday will be a little breezier, but Saturday... It'll be a good long drive.
I'm hearing that for the long drivers.
And I guess let's see, you guys hit kind of northwest, I think. I can't remember the angle of the park out there, but we'll keep an eye on the breeze. See if you get any. You directionally blessed people have no idea how us people that are directionally challenged and like if you were to give me a compass, sure, but I wouldn't be able to look at the sun and be like, this is the north. I can to some degree. If you think I'm better than that, just keep thinking. Because that could have been full of BS for all you know, right there. Yeah.
Oh, you're speaking like a real golfer, though. That's exactly the way they think.
If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with BS.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, the event. Do you guys keep track of like who's had the longest drive? Do you have like a record book of?
You know what? Yes, I don't have that information in front of me.
Okay.
But there are some really staggering statistics. Chance Franklin has been a winner, I think, twice now. And he, back in the day, did a little bit of semi-pro long drive competitions. He was sponsored by a number of companies and traveled around a little bit. I've been told I am not allowed to invite him back. So love you, Chance. Sorry.
So he's been legendary status?
He's apparently won too many times for people. But no, we've actually had a professional long driver attend before. His name is Andrew, in quotes, Thor Herbert. He lives in Southern Illinois. He works for Charity Golf International. Awesome dude. Put on a show for us one year. One year he just showed up as a participant and he won, obviously. But
just Happy Gilmore'd up, right?
I was excited to see him. He couldn't make it this year, but we've got some stats that maybe we should look at sharing as the years go on, because it's
there you go.
It's a fun competition, but I think what people miss a lot, and I'm speaking to everyone that shows up this Saturday, it's about hitting it within a 40-yard grid. It's not always, yes, it is the furthest, but it's hitting it straight.
But yeah,
you might have Andrew, Thor Herbert, and Chance Franklin smack the ball 450 yards, but if it doesn't stay in the grid, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. So I always tell people, here's my one thing that no one ever listens to. That's why I'm going to tell it to your whole audience. If your opponent smacks it left and right, grab an iron and poke it 100 yards up the
just get your
up the range and
bid $1. Price is Right style. Bid the dollar.
Literally will change change the way that you win this competition, because everyone wants to show up on roids and just go for it. I'm happy you're here.
Smash. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's your insider tip if you're planning on coming out Saturday. When you come out Saturday, because you are planning on coming out Saturday. And it will be a gorgeous day. And yeah, bring the whole fam. There's plenty to do. The kids can play putt-putt, and just the park's right there. They can run around. I don't know if the batting cages are still open or not. I haven't been out there in a hot minute.
They removed them. It's all
Did they get rid of them?
Now,
okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't been there in a minute, but I'm again not a golfer, right? I think the last time I was over at Tea House was my son was doing some golf lessons.
Oh, cool.
I was encouraging him, so I was
moral
buying
support.
things.
Yeah,
moral and financial support for that. So lemondroplongdrive.com. Go to the website, and again, I want you to go and check out. They've got some very cool hats up for this year. The one that Nate is wearing right now is in that list. There's a yellow one with the Lemon Drop Long Drive logo. There's black, there's green, there's purple. But go get some support. That also goes to support, the whole mission here that we're doing. And if you want to enter in that open division, that's your spot to do it.
Absolutely. And on that note, there's other ways to win prizes. If you've seen the billboard, it's Hit Long Win Prizes, because we've got sponsors that have just been so gracious. So we've probably, Darren, got over 10 raffle items.
Nice.
Yeah, you walk in, I think it's probably about $5 a raffle ticket, and that'll set you up for, nice restaurants, experiences, you name it. And, because of the generosity of our community, I just want to harp on our sponsors. I don't want to name them all because I'll forget many, because I think this year we have over 40. But we have some incredible community partners that we can't do this type of thing without. You get it. I know, serving on Millennia's and all the other boards that you've been a part of, you just can't make any way forward without having dedicated community members and businesses that want to be a part of what you're doing. So
and I think our community has a heart for service for sure. There's a lot of great businesses stepping up for sure. And you guys have been really diligent. I remiss not saying the Facebook page, because LDLD on Facebook, Lemon Drop Long Drive, facebook.com/Lemondrop Long Drive. But to go over there, you guys have been posting up. Those sponsors and those businesses have been stepping up, and it's great to see, all those folks coming through for you too. So I know it's going to be a fun.
Special love to Cody with Encore and Stephanie over at Bonbons providing the food. It's a great experience, but you got some good eats to show up. And, it doesn't cost anything to be there. People need to know that. You can just show up. We would love to see you.
Hang out, cheer, chirp.
Talk some smack.
Yeah.
My favorite years are where people are so competitive that I have to question whether I need to intervene or not.
Right? Like, this is a charity event, man. Hey, easy, bro. He's starting to cry, When that happens, maybe that's where you draw the line. Like, okay, he's in tears now. You need to back up a little bit.
People get pretty geeked up, and we're happy about it. We welcome it.
It's awesome. Well, Nate, I appreciate you coming in, man.
Absolutely, man. It's always a joy to get back here, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to share what we do.
Yeah, for sure. LemondropLongDrive.com. Hit the website. It is this Saturday at Tea House Golf Complex in Cape, starting at 11 o'clock. Get there early. Go walk around the park a little bit. Like, start your day way early and go take a good walk and invigorate yourself with that sunlight and the oxygen. And then you'll be right as rain when you get to Tea House and be ready to take on the day. It's going to be a fun one. Check them out on Facebook, and make sure you go out and support those businesses that are sponsoring the Long Drive as well. That's a local circle that we love keeping up with. So support the businesses that support us and be a part of it. And again, this Saturday, thanks, Nate.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys tuning in for another Humans in Tune segment here on 93.9 Mike FM with Nate. I'm Darren. We'll see you tomorrow for another Humans in Tune segment at noon. We'll be High Noon with Aaron Chandler and Emily Wallace from Funky Butt Brass Band. They are coming down this Saturday to play at Scout Hall. It is going to be a good time and throwing down with some funky brass music. If you've if you're a Mardi Gras fun timer and you want to feel that vibe, you come on down and we'll see you Saturday. But tomorrow at noon with Aaron and Emily. Until then, see ya.
Thanks for catching this Humans in Tune conversation with 93.9 Mike FM. Find previous interviews on our Facebook page, or you can listen via our podcast at 939mikefm.com.